Hey guys, what is up? Hopefully this is working. Let me, hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be lagging. I think I'm back. Okay, I'm pretty sure I should be back. I was accidentally connected to what do you call it? A VPN, and even though it wasn't lagging, I don't think at the beginning, it was going to start lagging eventually. So I had to make sure that that wasn't the case and that I was properly connected again. But welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully everyone's having a good, I guess, night for the most part where you are. Yeah, I should be back. If I'm lagging again, what's the terminology? Refresh. Just chuck a refresh. Yeah, the VPN, it's annoying because because I turn my computer on and it just automatically connects, and every single time I have to like do it. So I should change it around. Anyway, apparently I'm dropping frames again, which is annoying. Hopefully I'm not. It doesn't say I am, but for some reason it's saying here that I am. Am I still lagging? Okay, give me 2 seconds. It's not, but yeah, gonna watch. Hold on. Is it lagging or is it? Okay, maybe it's just me on this end. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. For some reason it's saying, like, it's not even on my little preview thing. It says like, I've just got my head there and I'm like frozen. Like that, and just got a big circle going on. Okay, sweet. I look like an idiot then. I must look like an absolute idiot for a good like 2 minutes then. Okay. I might just on my little preview thing over here, I was like frozen with a circle going over my head. Anyway, all good. So hopefully everyone's having a good day. What was I going to say? We got Arrow. Their 150th episode in just under 3 hours from now, if my time zones are correct. But I didn't upload a video today, so I thought I'd chuck a live stream up, just have a chat because I haven't done a live stream in, I think just over a week now. But yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good day. Just what do you call it, the general to start the stream off, be nice and civil in the chat, don't be an idiot, don't try and be edgy as some people try to be, just have a nice chat. Yeah, I think that's all that in regards to the rules. Just, you know, common sense. That's the best way to put it. If you want to help support the channel, you can super chat by clicking the little dollar emblem or something. Whatever. It's like a block dollar emblem underneath the chat. You can get your question 100% answered or your comment 100% read out, whichever one you want to do, whether you want to ask a question or just say something. Or you can click the link at the top of the description, which does say streamlabs.com/Pagey, and you can donate through those means and the same stuff happens. But anyway, we did actually get 2 super chats already. Before I just noticed then. The first one coming from, this is my commenting channel, who donated, I think that's Norwegian money, Norwegian krone, 20 of that, whatever that is. Are you subscribed to PewDiePie? Not on this one, because on this channel, I'm not really subscribed to anyone, but on the channel that I watch stuff on, if that makes sense, I'm subscribed to PewDiePie, so don't worry. And don't roast me, just that on this channel, I don't like stuff clogging up my home feed from subscriptions. So I don't really subscribe to people on this channel, like my channel. I watch stuff on like another YouTube account. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just looking. Why is this not? Okay, there we go. For some reason, yeah, my live chat on this wasn't updating. You got to sub on all your accounts, man. Maybe. And then Shane with the other $2. Thank you very much for that, Shane. Can a speedster be killed by a phasing hand? Yeah. Unless maybe if they're phasing, they can't. But that was the whole thing. Like, Reverse Flash was going to kill Barry with his phasing hand, which you would be able to if you got him in the heart at least. I think anywhere else you probably wouldn't do anything, but in the heart at least you would kill them, or in the brain. Sorry if you can hear stuff. My dog's got his his cone on his head because he got like a bug bite or something, so he's just got the cone on for a couple of days to like put cream on his back so he doesn't lick it off. So if you see him walking around or making noise, that's because he's got the big cone on his head. I don't know, can I show you him? Oh, that look. Hey? He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the cone head. Hey? Oh, no, he's not happy. He is not happy in the slightest. Uh-oh. Not happy. Anyway. Say the alphabet. I don't think I'll be saying the alphabet. I think I've be a bit too much. Yeah, poor Cal. Oh, he's used to wearing the bucket. At least he's not smashing into the back of my leg all the time. So I'm just scrolling through the chat here. Captain Singh could be Godspeed, right? Well, I put Godspeed in the title just for the meme of it because I think if you've watched my channel for a while or even some of the live streams, you know my opinion on Godspeed and, well, just my opinion. That's probably the best way to put it. So I'm just scrolling through the chat. Hey, Pagey, when do you think Barry will find out about Nora and will he die in the crossover? I don't know what they're going to do with Crisis on Infinite Earths, to be completely honest, whether they're going to do anything in regards to like a major death. Like the deaths that would happen in the comics, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're going to do. What the hell was that? That was a very weird yawn, Cal. But I think they're going to surprise us, but also they could like disappoint us at the same time. Hopefully that's not the case, but you know, it's a possibility. Nora, I think, look, I honestly thought Nora would just like sacrifice herself, at the end of the season and just, you know, what do you call it? Like just, essentially just disappear. That's probably the best way to put it. But there's comments from, if you watch my most recent video on the Crisis thing, I did talk about the fact that the president of the CW basically suggested that Nora could possibly continue on to another show, whether that be Legends or maybe she gets her own show. I think Legion of Superheroes wouldn't be a bad idea because of what Supergirl did, where they set that up. So why not continue that? I think a lot of, if anything, the Supergirl last season didn't really deliver too much on Legion of Superheroes. It sort of left us wanting more because they didn't really deliver a lot. So why not continue that on with Nora? And after Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Earths would merge, or at least some Earths would merge, or at least a couple, and there might be like a couple of left in the multiverse. So maybe the Supergirl's Earth and the Flash Earth merge, and then Nora's on the same Earth as like the Legion of Superheroes from Supergirl. You know what I mean? So they could do that. Trey with the $2. Thank you very much for that, Trey, through the super chat, Treyway. But they didn't leave a comment, so I'm guessing he just wanted to. Oh no, well, Trey came in again. But Shane Reuter also did or Router. I'm not too sure how to pronounce your last name there, Shane. Is it Reuter or Reuter or? I'm trying to Marco Royce. Reuter. I'm going to say Reuter. Let me know if I'm right. Reuter. With the $5, Barry phased through Nora's phasing hand, but Reverse Flash didn't phase through Black Flashes. Is that a continuity error, or was Earbard too slow? Maybe that's just because it's Black Flash. Because I think in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong, Black Flash just has to touch you. Yeah, in the comics, I'm pretty sure Black Flash, if you're a speedster, he just has to touch you and you die. I think I'm right with that. If I'm not, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's right. So I think no matter what, if Black Flash wants to get you, he'll get you. Like, you can't like phase through and avoid his thing or anything like that. Reuter, okay. I was very close, okay. I was going like, if anyone knows Marco Royce, like the soccer player, it's like Reuter. So Reuter, I was close, I guess. But I'm guessing it's Black Flash. He just touches you and you die. Anyway, I might be right, I might be wrong. Let me know. But if it's not, then I guess it's just a continuity error. But Trey came in again with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Trey. Treyway, is a speedster villain confirmed, and do you think it'll be some form of Red Death? Look, I would prefer if they did something else. I've been waiting multiple seasons for them to do Cobalt Blue. Are we ever going to get it? I don't know. I think he's a good choice. I've laid out the story that they could do for that character and why it would be good and why it would work. And a lot of people seem to agree with me because it could be a character that goes all the season and not get boring, or at least go most of the season without getting repetitive or boring, which is hard to do with 20 plus episodes. But we should treat the Red Death name drop as like a DeVoe name drop, where DeVoe was name dropped twice, then he was the next season's villain. We should take that with Red Death as well. But maybe wait until I think if we got another name drop of him in this season, then I think that's confirming him as next season's villain without confirming, if that makes sense. It's like the DeVoe confirmation. That's probably the best term to use. If they name him again, treat it like DeVoe, and it's a confirmation like they did with DeVoe. That's probably the best way to put it. And then Priyesh came in with the £2. Thank you very much for that. Was that Ultron at the end of the trailer? Ultron at the end of the trailer. Are you talking about the Endgame TV spot that came out yesterday? I watched it once, and it was exactly what I expected. Like, they're not showing much. But let me know if are you talking about the Endgame TV spot, because I'm not too sure you're referring to there. Anyway, I'm just looking through the chat. So we have, who is in apartment 4? Who knows? It'll be interesting to find out.
This house.
Red Death kills Cicada at the end of the season. I don't know about that. That'd be a bit of a meme. When's the next time you think we'll see Wally? Well, he's got 2 more appearances this season. So he's meant to appear in 3 episodes this season. Obviously, we had the first episode he was in, so that's 1 of 3. We're on a good counting streak at the moment. We can count. Can we count all the way to 3? Let's see. And he's meant to have 2 more. So 1, 2, 3. We've counted to 3. That's good. Okay, so if I had to make a prediction, I reckon we'll just get 2 episodes in a row with Wally, and those will be his 3 episodes. Whether it's the last 2 episodes or he shows up episode 19 and 20 or something, I'd expect him consecutively, because I don't think they'd bring him in for like an episode, then nick him off for like another 3 or 4 weeks, then bring him back again. And also, we're running out of episodes, and where they're filming episode... Sorry, we're going to get barking, but they're filming episode 17 at the moment. Or they'll almost be done filming episode 17, and he's not there. So, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with Wally. I'd expect him to be in like probably the last 2 episodes or somewhere in those last handful of episodes, and it'll just be consecutive episodes to finish up that 3-episode contract of whatever you want to call it that he was a part of for this season. I could see James and Wally West dying in the crossover. I could see Wally dying in the crossover. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they do the Wally death as Barry's death. You know, Barry's death from the Crisis story in the comics. They make Wally do that just to get rid of the character, because they have no plans to use Wally. They honestly have no plans to use him. And I feel bad for Kenan Lonsdale, because he would have been hyped to play this character. And they've done nothing with him. We've got a couple of super chats. Naruto with the $5. Thank you very much for that, Naruto. In your review for last week's episode, you left out 2 interesting things. They upped the number of Earths again, and Sherlock mentioned Jervis Tech. Yeah, I missed the Jervis Tech, might I say. I missed the Jervis Tech. I heard the Mad Hatter stuff. I was like, why is he talking about Mad Hatter? But obviously before that he said Jervis Tech, so that was my bad. The Earths again, didn't they wasn't there like another Earth? Yeah, because they did Earth 90, so I think that's probably why I didn't, because he's like for Earth, was it 221 or something like that? I think it was like Earth 221, something, Earth 200 and something, or something it was. Something like that. But yeah, the main one I missed was obviously the Jervis Tech one, because I heard all the Mad Hatter stuff, and I was like, Mad Hatter? Like, what am I talking about Mad Hatter? But yeah, Earth 221. I thought it was either 221 or 212. Wasn't too sure which one it was. But yeah, so yeah, the cool Easter egg. Jojo Monkey Man with the $1. Thank you very much for that. And then Jojo Monkey Man again with the $2. When will Barry create Gideon? I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you agree with this. I've sort of lost hope on them ever even explaining how Barry creates Gideon, or us seeing Barry create Gideon. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me, but I just think that's not going to happen. If I had to be completely honest, I would just be surprised if we ever saw it happen. There's a chance, or it might be something like mentioned in passing. Oh, you created it in 2022 or something like that. I just personally don't think they'll show us creating her, or creating it, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I don't care if he makes Gideon. I think it's the thing. Like, I think a lot of people want to see it just, to connect everything. But then a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's just going to be building something. Like, we see Cisco do that all the time. So, do we really need to see Barry do that? But I don't think it'll happen until the final season. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It'd be like the last thing he's doing, like Gideon AI or something, or he creates like something that hints that he's about to make Gideon. This is my commenting channel once again with a Norwegian crone. I love the Norwegian crones coming in, very diverse. The Flash could unsubscribe from. Oh, the Flash could unsubscribe everyone. I thought it said the Flash could unsubscribe from T-Series. I'm like, he probably could, but why would he be subscribed in the first place? But yeah, the Flash could unsubscribe everyone from T-Series. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I think T-Series is eventually going to pass PewDiePie, but I can understand the whole meme of it, like just trying to like keep it going as long as possible. Dan McFrig with the £5. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. How are you doing, mate? Enjoying life? I love the idea of Arrow tonight and how Grace might be Cicada. Didn't mention Supergirl because it sucks. 6'9" or 69. I'm doing good. This morning I went to the gym, almost got hit by a car when I was coming out of a roundabout because it didn't indicate, which wasn't that good, and I just looked at him and shook my head and kept driving. So yeah, not too bad. And Arrow tonight, I'm looking forward to it. If anyone watches Arrow, look forward to it because I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be one of the better episodes this season. Arrow's been very, very consistent. He's the best show this season, easily, in my opinion, and just because I'm right. So I'm excited to see what they do with it. And obviously, it's going to have like a bit of an Office feel, and The Office is like one of my favorite shows ever, both the UK and the US version. So I'm excited to see how they incorporate that into this episode. So it should be pretty good. Grace being Cicada, I think she is Cicada without them actually confirming it. But I think the likely theory is that she is both the mind and also the future Cicada as well. And yeah, so thank you very much for that, Dan. And then Barry came in with the £5 as well. When Cicada kills a meta, does the dark matter get transferred across to him? I guess so. Or the life force. It's hard. They haven't really explained that properly, but it should be either or. So he's either just... you have to say that he's just absorbing the dark matter that's within them. But also maybe their power level as well. So maybe he kills a really powerful meta, it makes him a bit more powerful. They're still yet to like 100% confirm that. Or even like slightly confirm it, to be completely honest. But hopefully we get that in the next couple of weeks. It should be pretty good. So I'm just scrolling through the chat. What other this chat went up and I missed everything. I saw a Godspeed. I almost read it out. It was a Godspeed comment, not reading it. Comment about the female Cicada at the end of last episode in Grace's memory. Well, there's a possibility. That's most likely future Grace, because obviously there was a whole thing in the Flash Museum where it was like the Cicada went into hiding or just wasn't there and then came back out after. They didn't say 2024, but they said after the Flash disappears in 2024. So you would think that that's an older Grace possibly, and we're seeing that in Grace's mind. There is a possibility that's her mum. It's a very, very slim possibility, a slim chance that that's the case. But I'd say there's like maybe like a 5% chance that that's her mum. But I have to say it's an older Grace. But that actress that was playing Grace looked like she would be like mid-20s or something. I know she's under a mask, but just like the eyes and stuff like that just look like wouldn't be like too young. You know, like a 17 or 18-year-old, which Grace would be, you know, just after 2024. Elseworlds would be better if Supergirl was Iris and had a child with Barry. I guess, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that. Just the fear of getting attacked on Twitter, so we'll just leave that there. Do I watch Titans? Yeah, I watch Titans. I reviewed the whole season. You should be able to find it on my channel somewhere. I know I upload a lot, but you should be able to find it somewhere. How are they going to do Red Death without Batman? Just easy. Without Batman, they'll just make it someone else. It might not even be the Flash and someone merge. It just could be another villain. That's basically, think of Red Death as like Savitar, but hopefully better. Because Savitar from the comics, they like changed up a lot of him. So I'd imagine they're going to do that with Red Death. They'll just take the character, not even like maybe take some elements of their story, but for the most part, just original stuff for the show. That's what I expect Red Death to be. If it is any way related to Batman, I'd be shocked. I think I'd be honestly shocked. I actually don't think I'd be able to believe it, because I'm not expecting it to be connected to Batman at all. I really want to see Barry as a Black Flash. That'd be a cool storyline. I just think it'd be pretty hard to work it into the show. Boba Talks is in here, spreading his nonsense. Alex Figs with the $2. Almost said £2. $2. Thank you very much for that. Who's the best kid actor in the Arrowverse? Mine equals Grace. Who is there? Well, it's just them, isn't it? It's just like currently, because it's just William and Grace, isn't it? Am I missing out anyone? The kid actor for Barry was never really that good. He got helped along by the fact that he had the parents actors playing that were very good. The young Barry was never really that good. The young Nora in last episode wasn't very good. So I'd probably say Grace, but like she's hired as like a main role, so she is pretty good. William is a bit not the biggest fan of William. But the thing is that William was brought in, I think, just to be for like a one episode. and all of a sudden now he's like a guest actor. So I don't think they were ever expecting, or at least he wasn't expecting that. So I don't think he was hired initially to like for higher actor ability, if that makes sense. While Grace was obviously cast to be much more relevant throughout the season. Charles with the chills as well can flash. I thought it said, is that mimic? Mimic other metas. I don't think so. I don't think it'd be pretty cool if they had some sort of like actually it'd be pretty similar to DeVoe, I guess, where he's just like mimicking other powers and stuff like that. It'd be pretty interesting. But I don't think Flash can mimic other metas. I'm not too sure what you mean by that, Charles. But thank you very much for the super chat regardless. I'm just not too sure. So I'm just looking through the chat. Oh yeah, Zoe's pretty good. I forgot about Zoe. Zoe on Arrow's good. I keep forgetting about Zoe because there's the future Zoe. That's why I keep forgetting. So yeah, Zoe's pretty good on Arrow, actually, now that I think about it. Zoe's actually probably the best. Oh, by the way, yeah, so discussing film wrote CW reps leave me on read on red, might I say, regarding Cisco leaving the Flash. So for those that don't know, the whole Cisco leaving the Flash thing is starting to, or Carlos Valdez leaving the show, is starting to like hype up. Well, not hype up, but like build up, and it's becoming more talked about. Canada Graphs even asked Carlos Valdez on set if he was leaving the show, and I think he said something about I don't write the show, or it's up to the writers, or something like that. I think personally Cisco's probably going to leave at the end of the season. I'd be surprised if he didn't, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. They'll probably announce it soon enough. Will Ralph get a girlfriend? I think they said that Sue Dibney might be coming to the show. I remember last season there was like a reporter. It's like the episode where it's like one of Ralph's. I don't know if it was the Elongated Night Rises or another episode, but like it was when like Central City found out about the elongated man, and he talks to a reporter. And I thought they were going to make that reporter Sue Dibney because Ralph was sort of like making like comments and it's like you could call it like minor flirting. So I honestly thought they were going to make that reporter Sue Dibney, and he was going to go, "What's your name?" And she was going to go Sue or something, and then that was going to be it. Not show the reporter's face or anything like that, so they could cast later, but say that her name's Sue or something like that. And then Ralph and Sue meet later. So I thought that was going to happen. So for those that don't know, Ralph and Sue Dibney are like one of the stronger couples in the comics. Stuff happens to Sue that isn't that bright. I'm not going to talk about it. You can Google it if you want. It's a bit dark, but I doubt they'll do that on the show. Naruto with the $2. Thank you very much for that. If the Earths merge, DC TV show would get Mon-El back. Or maybe there'd be a merger and Mon-El would fuse with
This house is fiction.
Ralph, and then DC TV show would have a character that he both loves and hates. You know what I mean? Oh, Sam, coming in with the $50 through Super Chat. Thank you very much for that, Sam. Greatly appreciated. Very generous. Sorry, my eyes are twitching. I should be wearing my glasses. Just because it's been a while. Am I a meme now on your Discord, or was I always ones for donations like this? Lol. Cinematic banter is my favorite meme. Rat? Is that a picture of I think it's a picture of a rat, like a rat emoji. Any particular things you would like to see on Crisis on Infinite Earths or Arrow Season 8? So there you go, Cinematic Banter, if you're still here. There's a bit of a meme. Any things I'd like to see on Crisis on Infinite Earths or Arrow Season 8? I would just like to see comic accuracy for the most part. I'm not expecting them to do like the whole shebang from the comics, you know, because there's just stuff there that won't happen. I want Anti-Monitor to look cool. That's the main thing. I just want him to look cool. That's probably the best way to put it. And I'd like the Earths to merge. I don't want it to be some like blue balling teasing situation where they go, "Ooh, the Earths are going to merge," and then at the end, like everything's just the same. There has to be some consequence to this. Basically, the best way to put it, I know it's going to be like, "Oh, don't make it Marvel and DC comparison," but think of this as like an Infinity War Endgame sort of thing. This is like the consequence, or at least the scale of what Crisis on Infinite Earths needs to be, because there will be people that will watch this that don't watch the shows because it is such a big comic book story. A lot of people know about it. Even people that don't read comics know about Crisis on Infinite Earths. So they need to make it somewhat comic accurate for the most part. And at least the end game, if you want to call it, is the same. or the ending of it is the same, where things collapse, Earths merge, and heroes die. That needs to happen. So hopefully they do that. And the thing is that merging the Earths, you might think, oh, that limits them. That limits the multiverse. But it opens so much more things, because they could have things that we don't even know about on like Earth 6-9 or something come in and happen on now on this like Earth Prime or Earth Zero or Earth 1, whatever you want to call it. And then they can make other shows. For those that don't know, they made a comment I talked about in my last video, where they said like they can like the next generation of the Arrowverse or the CW DC shows and stuff like that. They want to keep that going, so it wouldn't surprise me if they brought in shows or characters to start that. So we already have Batwoman, so Batwoman will be popular, so that can go for X amounts of seasons. Flash will still go. Arrow is obviously still going to go after the Crisis thing, because they confirmed season 8. Legends is probably the only show that's like, it might go after it. Hopefully not, but they might, who knows what they're going to do. But, especially if like DC's a bit more lenient, they might let characters come in and do certain things. So it should be pretty good. I mean, I'm excited to see what they do, but, that's for like, what month are we in? February. So that's for like 10 months down the track. So, or at least 9 months down the track. But I'm excited to see what they do there. But thank you very much for that, Sam. Hassan with the $2. Thorn was erased in Legends. Why is he still alive? I actually have a video on that. I was actually going to bring it out today, but I thought I'd leave it till next weekend, because I already did a lot of Flash videos and Flash related stuff over this weekend. So I thought I'd leave it to next weekend. So I'm going to do a reverse Flash timeline update from everything we know. And also I sort of want to wait until maybe this week's episode of The Flash, just to see if there is anything that comes out from it. So keep your eyes out next weekend. I'll do a video on that. Jack Butler with the $2. What did you think of the Endgame Super Bowl ad? It was as I expected. They're not showing much. They really aren't going to show much of that movie in trailers. I'd expect one more trailer, and then that's about it for the movie. And the trailer will probably just be like maybe showing some stuff with Thanos, maybe. I don't know. I'm not expecting much in regards to any trailers from Endgame, because they're not going to show much. But I guess it's to please people that wanted it, even though it had nothing in it, in my opinion. But I'm still excited for it. The Captain Marvel one, I'm not looking forward to that movie. If anyone cares about my opinion on Captain Marvel, even though people might not, that movie still hasn't, shown me why I should go watch it. Maddie with the €5. With that, thank you very much for that, Maddie. Do you think they could? Do you think they could in Crisis that they could change the actors for characters? Example, Wally. Or they could backdoor a new show. I think backdooring a new show is a possibility. Or at least, bringing in characters and to set up for whatever show they might do in the future. That could happen. I don't think they'll change actors. I don't think they'll do that. Especially with Wally, especially if they made him like white or something. There'll be some controversy around that, so they might want to avoid that. I think Wally's just one of those characters. It's just an unfortunate circumstance what happened there. You know what I mean? Where it just didn't play out well in the story. So I think they won't change Wally. I think they'll just keep him in maybe Indy's story there. Who knows? And then Shane Reuter, get it right this time, with a $5. Do you think Barry should kill later on in the series? I feel it would bring a really good storyline. Well, he's already killed, technically. Like, he killed Sand Demon, or whatever his name was. So he's technically already killed, even though that might not have been intentional, because maybe he didn't know that the lightning bolt would kill him. But Barry's smart and should have known that. I don't necessarily should do that. They maybe should do something where, like the whole Godspeed thing, if they really, really, really wanted to do something where Barry's like weighs up killing, they could do Godspeed where he does kill to get justice and stuff like that. Personally, I wouldn't like to see that, but the main issue I have with the Flash show, like being, we can't kill, is because people have killed on the show before. Barry's killed. Iris is killed. Iris shot Savitar in the back. She killed someone. So there's examples of people killing people before. But then they're standing on like a high horse last season with Ralph. He's like, why don't we just kill DeVoe? It's like, oh, we can't kill. It's like, well, you have killed. You killed someone last season. So anyway, I don't think they'll go down that storyline. I think it'll just be a bit messy, but I can understand why someone would want to see that. Just because it might change stuff up a bit. What do you mean about XS getting her show? Essentially, it's like Mark Pedowitz made a comment about like Nora possibly getting like a spin-off or something, or someone asked it and he made like an interesting reply back. So it might not be her getting her own show. Like, I'm XS, because it'd just be the Flash. It'd just be the same show, just in a different time period. But it could be Legion of Superheroes, where she's one of the main people there. So if they did Legion of Superheroes, expect them to do like 4 or 5 of the Legion there, and then like they might have like guest Legionnaires come in that show. But they'd probably have like 4 or 5 main Legion people, and they could make it that maybe it's... Oh no, they wouldn't do that. I was gonna say they could set it when Nora's younger, but they wouldn't do that. So it'd just be like Nora after a meeting with the Flash, if she survives. I think Legion of Superheroes show would be a Legends... Yeah, essentially Legion of Superheroes could be a Legends replacement. I did see people saying, oh, they can't do Legion of Superheroes because it's just Legend. Like, it's not though, because Legends really only travel to the future a handful of times in Season 1, and I think once in Season 2, and since then we haven't been to the future. At least far into the future. So, I'm fine with them doing Legion of Superheroes because I think it'll be relatively new for the most part. So I'm just scrolling through the chat now. Which Harrison Wells do I like the most? Probably Earth 2 Harry, I think. I like all of them actually, but I think Earth 2 Harry just because probably the one we spent the most time with. I think JPK has another show. That's the only problem. Yeah, I'm not too sure if she's got another show coming up or not. I'm not 100% sure. They traveled to the future. Oh yeah, that's right. Last season they traveled to the future with the Overclones. That's right. But that was it, wasn't it? So we got handful of times in Season 1, once in Season 2, and once in Season 3. Am I right there? We haven't been there this season. Have we? No, we haven't. We've been to it's all in the past, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I think I'm right with that. So a couple times in Season 1, once in Season 2, and once in Season 3. Have you heard about the report and seen the concept art of the Batman Beyond movie? I heard that it was a rumor about like an animated movie coming out, and then like Warner Brothers shot it down saying like, no, it's not coming out. Do you think Cisco will vibe Nora and see her talking to Reverse Flash? I would like, if they did anything with Cisco vibing Nora, I'd like to think he just touched the journal, like little notebook thing that Nora has, and he might see like Reverse Flash writing in it, because you got to remember like there's 2 types of handwriting in that notebook. So I'd like to think that he vibes it and he can see Reverse Flash, or Eobard Thawne at least, writing in it. That's what I'd like to see. No one has shut the Batman Beyond film down. It's real. Okay, well, as I said, I don't really browse that type of Twitter anymore. I just saw people retweeting stuff and then like memeing up some of the scoopers that was saying, oh, it's coming. So I don't know. It's good to have you discussing film here to put me in my place. Will they bring back Reverse Flash? Well, we have Reverse Flash this season. I don't know what they're going to do with him, to be completely honest. In like the long run, like how he's going to impact this season. If Black Lightning doesn't join the Arrowverse, the show will die. I think it was very lucky to get another season, but I think it's getting another season because it will probably be merged. I think it'll be... Not necessarily that it'll take part in Crisis, in like a major role at least, but I think the Earths will merge and it'll be on... what do you call it? Earth 1. Because it's just going down, and like it's still a decent show. They're just that it being on itself, I think it just struggles to get the audience. Like the Arrowverse people that might go watch it, just like I'll leave it. You know, I might binge watch it later, and then they don't binge watch it and stuff like that. Will there be any more Legion Easter eggs? Maybe on Supergirl, but I don't think that. Oh, maybe on Flash they could. Maybe do some more Easter eggs for Nora and the Legion, but I don't know about that. I'm not too sure. It'd be hard to predict. Hello, Captain C. Welcome to the, what do we call it, the live stream. Why hasn't Kevin Smith been given a DC movie? He knows his shit. He might have pitched some stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes it can be like... Kevin Smith might have just made like maybe do something that's a bit too outlandish or something. That might have been the case. I'd like to see Kevin Smith maybe like do some Green Arrow stuff. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know about other characters. I prefer him to do Green Arrow if anything. How are they going to introduce Red Death? I have no idea. He's probably just going to show up. He might be a result, or he or she might be a result of Crisis. That's the thing to remember. Because I don't think they'd introduce... The thing that's going to be interesting next season is what they do at the beginning of the seasons leading up to Crisis. Like, are they going to introduce the big bads? Or is all the lead up going to be about certain things like leading up to Crisis? Like, oh, there's like little hints at certain things happening and stuff like that. That's probably the interesting that's going to... I think that's going to happen next season. Because I don't know... If Earths are going to merge and things are going to change, you wouldn't introduce a big bad because it just might be a bit problematic. That's probably the best word to use, problematic. Saying that all these big bads would survive what's happening here. It just seems unlikely. So what they could do is, it's all set up. Maybe the crossover happens early in the season, maybe around episode 5 or 6 or something like that. And then when we come back, these villains show up, or at least maybe with Flash, Red Death is there, you know? That'd be interesting. I think that'd be the way to go. How they introduce Godspeed, you basically get the bin, you tie up the bin bag, and then you throw the bin outside your house, and the garbage truck will come get that bin bag, which has Godspeed in it, take it to the trash, and we'll never see him again. I think that's how they introduce Godspeed. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. What if Red Death is a result of Crisis? I think he's most likely, or he or she is most likely going to be a result of Crisis. But yeah. Oh, God. Hey, Omega Wade, welcome to the stream. So I'm just looking through the chat. All I want is Superman not to get crapped on again. Well, that might be might be a big ask there to say that. Paige, what's your secret for getting reviews out so quickly? I just watch the show live, record my review, and it's pretty simple. If anything, it takes a bit longer because my upload speed isn't like ridiculous. Why do I hate Godspeed? I don't necessarily hate Godspeed. It's more other people hyping him up when he's not that interesting of a character. And then like they're trying to like push down like a character like Cobalt Blue, which I think is interesting. And it's like, oh no, Godspeed would be better. Godspeed would be much better than Cobalt Blue. I'm like, oh, he wouldn't, unless they completely change him. Like Godspeed could be cool on the show, but you got to change the character, and it's not Godspeed. I think a lot of people just want Godspeed on the show because he looks cool. Like if you read the comic, Godspeed's like, oh, he's just average. If anything, he's just a Zoom wannabe. So Godspeed, I'm like, nah, not here for it. Anywhere on the God vs. King Shark episode, it's 15 or 16. It's one of them. It could be 2 episodes, but it's 15 or 16. I don't necessarily... It's hard to tell because... was it Helbing? Helbing said it was Grodd and King Shark team up, like insinuating that it's going to be them two fighting Flash. And then Nora said it's Grodd vs. King Shark. And then like even in the Flash Museum episode from last week, we saw them... You know, insinuating it's like Grodd and King Shark fighting each other. So, if anything, I think the start of the episode, like half of the episode will be Grodd and King Shark working together, and then the other half will be them fighting. But it could be like them working together at the beginning, and then one betrays the other, and they fight at the end. Or it could be the other way around, where they fight at the beginning, and then they team up. I don't know. It's going to be one or the other, I'd have to say. I made Pagey say shit. Did I say shit? Damn it, I've just said shit. Shit. We'll just put it 3 more times. There we go. There's my monthly quota. Right, Pagey, I must warn you, what I'm about to say, you must take with a massive grain of salt. Okay, well, I've got my steak, ready to put that massive grain of salt on it, so let's go. Okay, she's so cute with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Greatly appreciated. Will the Cicada arc ending be decent or let down? I think it's like... I think I said this to... I think someone in my comments section. Or maybe it was Twitter. It was one of the two. And I was like, I think there's more of a chance for it to be a letdown. However, if they nail it and it's good, I think it could be one of the better stories we've seen on The Flash. However, I think there's a greater chance of it failing and people just being like, ugh, I don't really care. Then people going, wow, that was really cool. Now, the Grace being Cicada stuff has actually caught a lot of people's interest. I don't think anyone's here going like, oh, that's going to suck. I don't think that's going to be the case. People might have their hesitations, which I completely understand, but I think people are still intrigued by it because it just just shows you there's something more to this story rather than just some dude killing metas just for the sake of metas just to get powerful. There's an underlying reason for everything. So I want it to be decent. I think we all want it to be decent. However, I think there's a bigger chance for it to be a letdown, just due to like past things on the Flash where maybe things haven't wrapped up that well, like Zoom and Savitar. I think DeVoe wrapped up pretty well last season, even though it struggled early on. But like Zoom and Savitar, especially Savitar, they just struggled to wrap it up that well. So hopefully they've planned out the Cicada stuff well enough to be decent come the end of the season. Apparently, Discussing Film is saying that Danielle Panabaker might be considering leaving the show also. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise if she got a better role. Like, the thing is that if there was anyone outside of probably, I'd say, Grant, Candace, and maybe Tom Kavanagh that got a better option, that I wouldn't be surprised if they left the show. And that just comes down to the fact that, sometimes there's stories are skipped over and stuff like that. I hope she doesn't leave because I like Caitlin on the show. But, anyone outside of, like, Grant, who obviously plays Flash, Candace, who plays Iris, and then Tom, who plays all the Wells, I think if anyone else got an offer to leave the show, they'd probably leave. Just because probably better money and stuff. I'd include Jesse L. Martin. If anything, I think if Jesse L. Martin got offered another show, he'd probably leave because I don't think especially with his recent medical stuff, he'd probably want to be closer to home rather than flying from, I think he lives in New York, to like New York all the way to, I guess it's the other way around. It's like New York would be over here for you guys, and then Vancouver's like up there. And it's a long flight. So, I think the only three that like would stay on the show regardless of their offers would be Grant, Candace, and Tom Kavanagh. Sorry, I got super chat. Sorry. Okay, let me. Who's it from? It's from Hassan with the $2. Thank you very much for that, Hassan. Which hero do you think will die in Crisis next season? In regards to the main hero, like the big death of the crossover, I don't want it to be Oliver Queen. It's most likely going to be Oliver Queen. I think him dying there is not the best ending for the character. But you'd have to say Oliver Queen's probably the likely one. But if you're going to go comic accuracy, then I guess you say Flash and Supergirl. But I don't know if they will do that. I don't think they have the balls to do that. So it's probably just going to be Flash. I don't think Kate will leave. I think she's been enjoying it a lot lately. Yeah, that's the thing. And she's directing. She's about to direct an episode. Danielle Panabaker. So I'd be very surprised if she left the show. But it could all come down. As I said, it might not be necessarily like, oh, I'm angry at the show, I'm going to leave. It could be a better offer. It could be like, hey, well, you've got this show that's going to be on CBS or something, a new show, you're one of the main characters and stuff, or the main character. So that could be a case there where they'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's better money. And it films in LA where I live or something. So that's maybe why they would leave the show. But yeah. Did I finish? I've only watched 6 episodes of Young Justice. I've got to finish it off. But it's on break, I think, now. Because Doom Patrol comes out in like a week and a half or something. If Tom left, yeah, I think if you lose anyone out of like that Team Flash group of like Carlos, Danielle, or Tom, I think you're missing a big part of the show. So yeah, you'd be missing, like, I've always called like the heart of the show, and like when one of those characters is in there, especially I think mainly Wells, you really feel it. 4 days for Doom Patrol. It's not it's a week and 4 days, isn't it? Pretty sure it's a week and 4 days. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a week and 4 days. Am I going to do Doom Patrol videos? Most likely, like I did with Titans. But yeah, I'll probably do them just like I did with Titans. Is it 4 days? Yeah, Doom Patrol's the 15th. I was going to say it's the 15th. Yeah, it's the 15th, so it's a week and 4 days. Or it's a week and 4 days. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's the 15th it's coming out. So yeah, I can just do a quick Google search. Doom, unless they change the release date, because it was the 15th. 15th, yeah. I was going to say it's the 15th. 15th of February. I think Wally West and Superman will die in Crisis. Superman dying wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. And as I said, they could literally swap Supergirl and Superman's death. You can swap Superman into the way that Supergirl dies in Crisis, which is that she like absorbs this like blast that's sort of heading towards Superman. So they'll swap it around. Doom Patrol is decent. Watch the first 2 episodes. Of course, discussing film coming in with the flex. No surprise there. Do I think Iris and Barry will have twins? For comic accuracy, you think they would, but I guess it depends what happens with Nora. I don't think Nora's going to have a twin. I think they have hinted at it by now heavily. And I think it's a bit... Honestly, it's to the point where I just wouldn't care if she had a twin. I think it would have been better having it like that reveal earlier on. Like at this point, I really don't care. So I think what might happen is that Nora, in this future, like Nora is their only daughter and only child. Well, only child. That's the best way to put it. Their only child. And then what happens now is going to change the future. Nora will disappear or sacrifice herself. And then that leads to them having twins. Maybe. I want a Pagey cameo on the Crisis crossover. Maybe I should be Iris West Allen's lover from another Earth. That'd work. I think that wouldn't make Twitter happy, but I think it'd be a good meme. Be a good meme. What if Thorne is Barry and Iris is other kid? That'd be interesting. That's all I can say to that one, Jake. That'd be interesting. I think that's the only thing I'm going to say to that one. Yeah, for those that are wondering about cicada, the way I say it, if I say cicada, I sound like an idiot. Like cicada is how it's pronounced where I live in Australia. Look it up. Type in Eastern Australian. We'll go cicada pronunciation Australia, and I actually say it that way. And apparently, I've like caused other people to say it the way I say it that live in places where like cicada is the normal way to say it. But yeah, cicada is the way to go. Sounds better. Cicada. Who says cicada? Losers. It's the way to cicada's the way to go. What are your thoughts for Cicada's acting? Cringy, just me. When he's Cicada, yeah, bad. But when he's all in, I think Chris Klein does a good job when he's just all in. Like those flashbacks and even the most recent episode he's in like the memories and stuff. I think he does a good job. I think he acts the way like I think he does a decent to good job. But when he's Cicada, it's weird. But that like sort of links up with that theory that I posted on Twitter. I think even put in that video that I did on Grace being Cicada is that maybe he acts weird and sort of cringes because Grace is in control, if that makes sense. Yeah. What is the Nora and Thorne ship name? Earbard and Nora. Norabard? We got Norabard? Is that where we're going? I don't know. I think Norabard's probably the best way to go. I hate that strained face that he makes. Yeah, the face that he does is a bit weird. But mate, I'm telling you, if they lay it all out and they line it up and they like, boom, cop this, and it is revealed that it is actually Grace that's sort of in control of Cicada, and that's why he's acting really weird. I think that's good. I think that's good, and it makes people go, okay, well, actually, maybe he's doing good acting because he's meant to be acting all cringy and stuff. Like, the one line that makes me go, like, would he say that? Because if he's legitimately saying that, then it's just bad writing. And that's when he goes like, all matters must die. Like, that's a really lame line. Not only just for the guy to say, Chris Klein to say, but in a writing, as just general writing as well. So if that's like being said because it actually is an 8-year-old, she's like 10. I think she was 8 when her parents died. So she's like 10 or 11 now. So if that's like a 10 or 11-year-old saying that makes sense. I think that makes sense. Camera's going in and out of focus. That does not surprise me in the slightest. This camera, I don't know why a webcam does it. You think it should be a simple thing. Do you think the chair version of DeVoe will turn? They added that scene in the finale pretty abruptly and it seemed like a setup for a future return. I think it was just them running out of time and they wanted to do the whole like AI DeVoe. I think that's what it was. Because if you don't know, in the comics, like DeVoe takes the form of like an AI, an artificial intelligence. And I think that was them just running out of time. It's like, well, let's make a quick reference to this form of the character in the comics. So I think that's what it was. Sam with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Can we get a Pagey and discussing film? Cinematic banter ship name. I'd rather avoid that. This is literally discussing Pagey, and it's like a Pagey fan account, which would be really strange. Let's try and avoid that. Let's actually 100% try and avoid that. Nora loves Thorn. Thorn plus Nora equals Thora. Or Thorna. Actually, that's terrible. Ignore I said that. That was terrible. What am I thinking? They could do Red Death using Batwoman. The lady that got playing Batwoman looks crazy anyways. Yeah, but if they do Red Death next season, that's too early because Batwoman's got her own show coming. I think you want to focus just on her show rather than trying to like mix her in with a Flash villain. If Red Death's after next season, then fair enough. But I think now it's a bit too early, at least for the Batwoman aspect. Who is better, Cicada or DeVoe for you, Pagey? I didn't mind. Like I was like one of the supporters of DeVoe. I liked last season. So it sure was a bit rough at the beginning, but I think it ended pretty strong. I enjoyed last season's ending. Cicada for me has the potential to be really cool. It just matters what they do with him at the end of the season. Because he's not that big of a villain in the comics. Like I was sort of surprised when he was this season's villain, just because his arc in the comics isn't that big. Like there's not a lot to pull from. But with DeVoe, there's like different versions of that character, so you could do a lot. With Cicada's just like a sort of like a one-trick thing. So I'm interested to see what they do with Cicada, but I was sort of surprised that they used him this season. But I did like DeVoe, so he's still like it's not going to be an easy thing for Cicada to beat because I did enjoy DeVoe. Savitar, on the other hand, wouldn't be hard to beat him because Savitar was pretty bad, not that good. Riddler and Batwoman thoughts. Batwoman, it wouldn't surprise me they use Batman villains. It just matters what ones they use. Because Batwoman has fought Batman villains in the past. You'd expect they're in Gotham City. They'd probably fight the same people every now and then. Clayface wouldn't surprise me. It's a bit expensive maybe. But I think Clayface would work on Batwoman. That'd be pretty good. What is the best path for Cicada to go for you? It's without me being too elaborate, it's just me being simple here. Cult of Cicada, like, and it's not necessarily like, ooh, bringing this cult in, they all have weird hoods or something like that, and they all carry daggers of their own, but just trying to like turn Central City into a meta-hating city. You know what I mean? That'd be interesting if they went down that line. Is it running out of time to do that? Possibly, but if Grace's powers are like not only to influence Cicada with her connection to the dagger, but also to influence other people, like maybe that doctor or nurse lady she's influencing. If she's getting more powerful and her influence is going stronger from him killing, then who knows what Grace could do. Like, especially if she wakes up. If she wakes up, can she like influence a lot of people around her? And maybe someone that isn't the biggest fan of metas, automatically with her influence just turns into a meta hater and is willing to help Cicada kill metas, grow more powerful and stuff like that. Why does the Doctor hate metahumans so much? She could just hate them, you know, but I'd like to think that Grace is influencing her because she's around Grace all the time. So I'd like to think that she is influencing that Doctor in some way. Not a bigger way than she is Cicada because she has that connection to the dagger because she had the thing in her head that was from the same satellite. But just like being in that vicinity is affecting her. I think that'd be interesting. Do you think they'll kill Grace? It's a 10-year-old. They won't kill her. Yeah, they won't kill her. If there's one thing to always go off for a young character, especially on like a network show that's not like Game of Thrones and stuff, they're probably not going to kill a 10-year-old. Older Grace, on the other hand, yes, they could kill the older Grace. Younger Grace, no, they won't kill her. If anything, they'll just try and like dampen her powers or something like that. Is Blue Flash coming, Pagey? Well, that was like the future Flash storyline that they tried to do in season 3, and I didn't like that story from the comics anyway. Like I knew leading into the back half of season, like when we got to like the point where like, oh, is it future Flash and stuff like that I wasn't going to enjoy it because I didn't like that story from the comics. Sorry, we got Barry Allen with the $2. Thank you very much for the Flash joining in. Like, what an honor. But Barry donated $2. How about if we get other metas like Tony back? Tony, is he Gerda? Is that Gerda? Is that Tony? Gerda the Flash. Yeah, Tony Woodward. I was going to say, pretty sure Tony's Gerda. Didn't Gerda die? Yeah, he was like a zombie or something, wasn't he? Hold on, I'm going to the wiki fandom. I'm pretty sure he's dead, isn't he? Yeah, he's dead. Going to be pretty hard to bring him back when he's dead. But like Tony back, I'd like to see some past metas from the show return. Like we got Peekaboo a couple of weeks ago. So I wouldn't mind seeing old metas back instead of them like forcing new metas onto the show. Like, you know, Barry, you know, the Flash always takes on like the same villains, you know, every now and then. You know, like that's the whole point of the Rogues. Like Barry will take him down, but they'll come back. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. Like the new Rogues thing, I'm interested to see what they do with that later this season because they hinted that that's happening. Like Spin was in like the folder for Silver Ghost. So I'd like to see them bring back old metas from the previous seasons as well that aren't dead or locked up or anything like that. That'd be pretty cool. Is Grace basically Magenta from the comics? Well, they did Magenta in season 3, but they could play Grace off as like that role this season, but it's a bit different. It's a bit different. Because the whole thing with like Magenta, correct me if I'm wrong, from memory at least, I'm trying to remember reading this story. Magenta was Wally West's like ex-girlfriend, so that's why she was like sort of like willing to do what she did in the comics. God, we've been going for almost an hour. God, time flies, I guess. What happened to Captain Cold's sister? She went to Gotham and became Poison Ivy. That's basically it. I think before that, she got her own show on the CW. So she had to leave The Flash. Then that show got cancelled. And then I think she went to Gotham. I think that's how the timeline went. I think that's what happened. Yeah, Type It was pretty cool. They wasted Shade. Like, if there's any meta that they wasted on the show the most, it was Shade. 100%. I can't believe they wasted Shade as a villain. What's up with the Ragdoll and Weather Wizard team up? I honestly have no idea. To be completely honest, I have no idea what they're doing there. If that's going to come back or what. Mike with the $2. Thank you very much for that, Mike. Do you miss having more villains of the week? Partly, but also not. Because sometimes I like the villains of the week when it's a cool one. Like, they wasted Ragdoll, but if like Ragdoll was used properly, that would have been cool. I thought Spin was interesting. Have you had, like, yeah. I miss them when they, yeah. I don't like them when they're forced. Like, oh, every week we have to have a villain of the week. But when they're brought in, they're cool. Then I don't mind the whole, like, you know, the freak of the week situation. It just matters, like, how often you bring it in. But yeah, season 1, obviously you had that, but that's like a typical season 1 thing. We have all the freaks of the weeks, but I sort of miss having certain villains around that I would like to see return, or new, interesting, cool ones to come in as well. Yeah, Mirror Master was sort of wasted. Yeah. Who is the big bad now? You'd have to think the Ninth Circle, but who knows what they're going to do. Jake with the £2. Thank you very much for that, Jake. Anthony Head as Watson or another Wells? Don't you mean Watson? Don't you mean Watson? So silly. Anyway, I'm interested to see if they, you know, if they brought anyone else in to be, like, if they actually did the whole, like, you know, Holmes and Watson thing, or Sherlock and Watson. That'd be pretty funny. We know that but for those that don't know, this week on The Flash, they're bringing in they're bringing in Sherlock's ex-wife. I think it's like his 6th ex-wife or something like that, or his ex-wife from his like 6th marriage or something. But she's going to be a character from multiple Earths or something like that. So I'm guessing they're going to try and find his ex-wife, and they have to go to multiple. I don't know what they're doing. But she's coming in this week. I can't remember the actress's name that's playing her, but you're going to meet Sherlock's, or one of Sherlock's ex-wives in this week. Do I think Zoom will return this season? We already got him this season, but after this, I'd be surprised. Do I like Grace? I don't mind the story. I have to see more of it. You know, I have to see more of it. Why didn't Sherlock rat out Nora? I think Sherlock wanted to see, because Sherlock waited until the point where he thought, because he's a detective, he can read people. So he was waiting until the point where she was about to crack and tell people, and then he cut in. So I think Sherlock doesn't want to reveal everything to everyone. I think because he's a detective, he loves following a mystery. He wants to solve it out himself. So he's just getting his own clue. So he knows that, you know, she's hiding something and she's willing to reveal it. And then all like that reverse flash stuff happened and stuff. So Sherlock's pretty close to like basically breaking it all down. Essentially, how many episodes will it take? Who knows? But Barry is a bit. I think everyone's a bit. I think Barry's more suspicious out of everyone, but everyone sort of gave Nora a weird look at the same time throughout that whole thing. But I thought it was a bit weird that they all walked off. The one thing I did forget to point out in my review, but I did point out after the fact, I think in another video, was, remember how they had that Iris scene last episode, the episode before, and I thought it was weird. I was like, why are they doing this? Because we as the audience know that Sherlock's right in this situation, and it feels like this Iris and Sherlock scene should have been earlier in the season, like maybe episode 6 or something. Did anyone think it was weird that the writers didn't put anything in there for Iris to be like, hey Sherlock, we talked about this last week, stop interrogating my daughter? But Iris just sat there and watched. Like, why did the writers do that? You know what I mean? Like, that makes that scene from the previous week seem even more pointless. And it proves my point that it should have been earlier in the season. Because a week later, Iris just didn't even stand up and even like blink an eye at Sherlock for getting in Nora's business again. I don't know. I thought that was weird. Who are the members of the Ninth Circle? They'll change anything, but Dante's the leader in the comics, so that's the whole thing in Arrow where they have like that Dante thing. Do you even know that they're going to make season 6 of The Flash? Yes, they confirmed it last week. Yeah, like when Sherlock did it again, I thought Iris was gonna, like, I don't think Iris is gonna get up and make a big thing of it, but I thought Iris would say something like, we talked about this or something like that, like, stop. Or she would say, no, you don't have to say anything, or something along those lines, but nothing was put in there, which makes, I've always had this issue with The Flash where it seems like the writers for the individual episodes don't watch the previous week's episodes, and they just get like the plot points of what to write around. But they don't get like sort of like minor details, like, you know, Iris confronted Sherlock about this last week, so she should probably say something this week. But guys, I'm actually going to end the stream here. We've been going for just over an hour. I was only going to stream for like half an hour, just have a bit of a chat, but this went for a long time. So thank you, everyone. Actually, sorry, we missed a super chat from Vince. Sorry, Vince, who donated $3. Thank you very much for that, Vince. Can they kill Nora with a smiley face? I don't know. I think Nora might sacrifice herself at the end of the season, if I had to be completely honest, but I don't think they'll specifically go out of their way to kill her. I think she might sacrifice herself and Poochie her way out of the show. But I think I answered everything there in regards to super chats. Yeah, so thank you everyone that tuned in. Hopefully you're all going to be tuning into Arrow's 150th episode later on today. It's going to be a cracker. Cannot wait for it. It should be good. And I have my review for that up after the episode airs. Obviously not going to have it up before. Flash tomorrow. Get excited. And I'll probably live stream around this time next week as well. But until all that, I will catch you guys later. Have all a good day. Eat some dinner or breakfast or lunch, wherever you are. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.